And we're live. Morning all. So here we are in the 737, and I've got to be honest, I'm not feeling good about this. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I don't usually fly this aircraft, like, at all. I don't know what half the buttons do, I don't know what half the systems do. I'm lost compared to what I'm like in the A320, but given that I don't really have the time to learn off-stream, I sort of have to learn on-stream. So I figured I'll take you all along for the ride. There's going to be so many mistakes. There's probably going to be some very bumpy landings. It's probably going to be terrible in all sorts of ways. But you got to learn, right? So could be good as well. Maybe you know, there's some people in chat that know better than me that can help me out. That's always a possibility. Kind of living in hope that that's the case, actually. So right. Good morning, long feet. How you doing? Right, let's see if we can figure out what's going on here, because this does not look a thing like the A320. So we're going to do some short hops today. I don't know how many we'll have time for, depending on how badly or how well it goes. Like I say, this is my first time in the 737 in a long time, and I've only flown it like 3 or 4 times before. So if you compare and contrast that to how many hours we've got in the A320, this, although it's similar shape, similar size, similar class of aircraft, this couldn't feel more different to me. It really couldn't. So apparently you need to type in your route. So I've gone into SimBrief, I've made my route. We're going from Heathrow to Bristol. So we do EGLL for Heathrow, and EGGD. Now I've got a file in the flight plans folder for the PMDG that's called this with a .rte on the end, but apparently you type this in without the .rte and put it in company routes. Oh, sweet, okay. That seems to have done something at least. And runway, what runway are we on? Is it 27 left? Please tell me how to program the transition between cruise and approach. As in, is that the flight plan discontinuities you're getting? That could be. Nav data out of date, brilliant. So if I do flight plan request, activate, and then execute. If you're asking me how do you do it in the 737, I probably don't know, is the honest answer. I'm learning here today. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to learn off stream, so I have to learn on stream, which some of you may or may not like. Okay, let's confirm that, I guess. Execute. Okay, company route request, select, add the runway number, add the flight number, we got that. Oh, flight number. What was it? Not 737. Let's go with that. Then load. That should load it in. Route uplink loading. Good. That looks promising. Then I think we press activate. There it is. Activate. Bevy, morning. How you doing? This is potentially one of the worst streams you'll ever see from me. Okay, perf init. Perf init request. So it should get all this stuff for us. So when it highlights, does that mean it's thinking? It must do. Hasn't actually done anything now, has it? Oh. Perf up, init uplink, load. Sweet. Execute. Ah, this is so different. Alright, departures and arrivals. Why could this be my worst stream? We're in the 737. And I don't know what I'm doing. Not to put too fine a point on it. Okay, so we're departing from there. Okay, so we'll do departure, runway 27 left. Oh, what was our SID? I've forgotten already. CPT 3G. I guess we'll go transition none. Okay, back to departures and arrivals. And we'll arrive at Bristol. Runway 09. We'll use the BRI 1C. And we'll activate that too. Glide slope on. Oh man. Talk about feeling like a fish out of water. Then we go to the route page. We've done that. I don't know what I'm doing. Flaps. What are our flaps? Flaps 2. Oh, how many degrees is flaps 2? Can I look over there? Is it flaps 5 degrees? I'm going to do 5 degrees. That'll do. Okay, we'll take that. So if we now go to legs, flight control, IRS fuel, overheating. In fact, we do need to do fuel in a minute, don't we? Right, how do we put this into plan? Here we go. Plan. Sweet. So now we'll step through the route. Bump, 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 bump. EPT. Cool, there's our route. I think that's okay. Right, we need to fuel the aircraft, I know that much. Aircraft, failures. FS actions, fuel, there we go. Apparently we need 9,821 pounds of fuel. Okay. Morning, Nick. Oh, right, we're going to get going shortly, I hope. think. I think we're good. So we go to legs. So we're going to have VNAV on, which is going to be handy. 6,000. Discontinuity. Can we get rid of it by pressing the clear button? We're going over to Bristol, Nick, hopefully. Hopefully. I don't know why it's done a loop like that. I think the best thing we can do is get going. Why is it shouting fuel at us? We've just done fuel. Oh, this thing is so different. Yeah, so we've got 20% fuel, which is apparently what we need because we're not going to be in the air very long. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll put this back to map. Okay. Let's see if we can taxi down to the runway. Yeah, so the plan is to do a couple of short hops and just see if we can get a grasp of this aircraft, because after so long in the A320 it's just very, very, very confusing. I'm not sure I can put the map on, Nick, just because I can maybe put this map on. There's the map. Navlog, ATC. Basic controls, objectives, travel to, weather. There it is. I can do this map, but I can't do the normal map that we have. Because reasons, apparently. Oh, the flight isn't long, Jalise. Morning, Jalise, by the way. Sorry, I'm getting very waylaid. I think I'm getting stressed already. The fact this aircraft is so different. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Right. If anyone does know any better than me at any point, please feel free to shout, because I am very aware I don't know what I'm doing. That is a bit of a slope there, isn't it? I can help you, the 737. Absolute legend. So glad to have you in the chat. It's kind of ridiculous because it feels like it should be so similar. Ah! Yeah, that is a massive slope. I think that's bugged, isn't it? Yeah, you would think, oh yeah, it's just like the A320, it's similar size, similar shape, similar routes, similar everything. It's like, nope. Very, very different. I was made aware by one person that the last time I did a flight in the 737, which is basically the only time I've ever really streamed it, I did not press the toga button, so I'm going to try and look out for that in a moment. Right, let's just line ourselves up and we'll have a look. Right, where is the barrow on this thing? Ah, there it is, it's down there. Okay, how do I... So I don't actually know what barrow is, because normally on the A320 I'd have a tablet here and it would tell me. So I'm a little bit lost. Is there a way to find out in here? Can we get weather? Maybe... menu... No. It would be cool if we could get the weather. Take off. Destination. Forecast. See what it can do for us. Doesn't seem to have done anything. Oh no. Oh no. Load. So 6 knots and 3 degrees. Doesn't tell us what it is on the ground though, does it? QNH is 1023. Appreciate it, thank you. I guess I'd twist this thing. Happy days. Right, now where's this toga button that I've been hearing so much about? Is that it? No. That's it. Engine 1 toga switch. I don't have a view to get around the other side. That's going to be annoying. Okay. I think I'm just going to get gone and we'll just see how this goes. Best way to learn is to mess up, I think. Go.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Right. Autopilot. We do VNav, LNav. How do we do autopilot? Auto throttle, I mean. LNav on, VNav on, auto throttle arm, N1 or speed? What's the difference between N1 and speed? Does anybody know? Flight directors would help as well, wouldn't they? Oh, it's foggy out there today. So far, so good. Yeah, so got VNav and LNav on, that's cool, thank you. Just curious, what's the difference between N1 and speed? VNav set your speed, but you can change it in the FMC if you want. Yeah, so how do we put it in there? Is that right? Nice. Got our gear all the way up. Can we zoom out on this? So we're heading basically just over here. EGGD is where we're going. So why has it held us at 6,000? Is that because of... because of that there, I guess. We can be above 3,000, above 4,000, but no higher than 6, I'm presuming, at this waypoint. Then once we get beyond that, we'll head on up to... If we set it to 22, which is what it's wanting, I think, as its maximum altitude, it should do that for us, shouldn't it? That's its ceiling, in effect. I think I'm right in saying. Some serious cloud today, huh? Oh, TCAS off. How do I do TCAS? It's going to be down here somewhere, right? Come on, TCAS. Where art thou? Ah. That'll be it, right? TA only. Can you go in the FMC, go to VNAV page, and you can see the FL, what you set? Yeah, sure. VNAV page. So I'm in legs at the moment. You can see here it wants FL220. Should we request the wins? That can't hurt, surely. So I guess this is climb. Okay, so the 6,000 there is why it's held us at 6, right? And then I guess when we go through this, we can then go up to 220. Yeah, cruise, flight level 220. Yeah, there it goes. That'll be the engines. And then our descent. So the one thing I'm not sure about is the trim on the way down. That's the one thing that bugs me with the 737. I'm so used to the 320 doing it all by itself. Yeah, so it's going to climb to 220, as you said. If I were to set this to, say, 210, would it hold at 2.1, despite the 220 being in the FMC? I guess it would, right? It will still go to 220. Oh, hello. What's going on here? What on earth? Why has it all of a sudden decided to do that? Ah, VNAV's gone off. Okay. Why won't VNav go on? That's very strange. FMC. FMC message. Is it because it wants us at 2,500 feet in like not very long? Is that why it's refusing to do it? Message. How do I do messages? Actions? No. Menu. Oh, man, I'm so lost. The thing is, we're going to be down in a minute. We've only got to go to over here. So I can see maybe why the plane is being weird like this. How do I get my messages? Ah, that's the message. Check altitude target. Sorry, I thought there's like a whole messages page like on the 320. It really like messes you up, doesn't it, this? Let's get rid of those. So can I do this? I guess I could. Yes, okay. However, if we go into legs, it thinks we should be at like 13,000. So am I better off setting it at that? Vertical speed 2,000 with 5 vertical speed. Oh, cool. I was lucky. What's the difference between N1 and speed? Auto brake set off. Okay, where's that? Oh, there it is. Still won't do VNav, will it? Still won't do it. God, this is so confusing. I'm not even going to think about lights at the moment. I suppose I could do those, couldn't I? Center fuel pumps off. Oh yeah, because of the low pressure warnings. I guess there's no fuel in there, right? That's why it's doing that. Okay, so now I've done that, will it let me do VNav? Yes, it will. Overhead panel? Yeah, sure. Have no cruise out. I've just put that in, I think. Is that what I did just a second ago? Maybe the stream is like lagging. Yeah. That's cool. So I guess now if I were to bring this back down to like 2,500. When the time is right, will it then go down as low as that? Okay, now sitting in the FMC, the altitude. I think we're good, aren't we? Now, I need to figure out how to get the ILS up on the way into Bristol. Thank you so much for your help, by the way. This is not easy. Not for me, anyway. So it should be, because we've got VNAV on, it will descend itself, is that right? Which is what it's doing? That seems to be good. Why is that coming up like that? FMC PS. Is that reset? Nav data out of date. Good times. Glad to hear it. Okay, get rid of those. Press to reset. Got it, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've got to be honest, we seem awfully high for Bristol Airport. Something seems wrong. Where are we heading to? We're heading to Bristol from Heathrow. So we're not going far, but I'm trying to learn a new plane, hence it's not going very well. So we're landing on runway 09, allegedly. Let's go into the plan. So what's going on here, look? Go there, then there. What? So there's the runway down there. So I think we're going to fly over it. And I'm not sure what we do from there. Reduce the speed. Okay, vertical speed. We'll drink about 2,000 feet a minute. Would that be reasonable? 210? Probably not going to be able to achieve that, is it? So we're going to fly over the airport, I think, and then come back around. 210, good. It won't be able to achieve 210 though, will it? Without some speed brakes. Do we have QNH on the ground at Bristol? Yeah, I think we're going to need to do heading. Let's get my charts a minute. Okay, heading select. 284. Do I have a Discord? No, not yet. Not yet. So I'm looking at the chart. It's saying to go around at 284 degrees once you hit the airport, which we sort of have. And we'll get 10 miles from the airport. Is there a way to set like a radius from the airport? I feel like there should be. So I know when I'm 10 miles away from it. No. No. Not sure. Clear to clear the nav data message. Okay. Cheers. Man, what are the chances you're in the stream today? Right when I need you. What's that beeping? Alright, so it should stop there, right? Okay, same as in London, that's good. So I think I'm going to sort of try and intercept this and follow it in. Just trying to get the frequencies for the ILS. Okay. Let's do a turn to 087. Oops. Don't crash. I can't promise anything, Nick. Not today, mate. Approach VREF not selected. times. GGD arrival. Yep, so I've got ILS 09 selected. Oh, lots of things yelling at me now. What is my landing speed going to be? How do I tell what my landing speed is going to be? Can't see. Yes. Approach ref 142. Thank you. Yeah, your AP is on. I was going to hand fly it from here. Call me a fool. See what happens. Come on, up we go. We're descending too quickly, I think. Right. Where is this darn airport? That'll be it. Yeah, Bristol is quite short. I've already got flaps to 40, so I think we should be good. I'm still not sure what to do with this trim, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. Right. I feel like I'm having to push the nose down quite a lot, just to keep the runway. I wish I had some sort of, yeah, some pressing the nose down button, so hopefully that will help. Right, let's do a visual approach, shall we? Got a little bit of a wind going on here today as well. Get that trim sorted out, if we can. See if we can get that descent rate down a bit. My goodness. Oh, what was that? Was that the wind? That wing dip then was not me. Let the record show. Alright. Why is it yelling at me now? Get out of here, whatever that was. It's not a total disaster, not yet, Jalise. Not yet. I feel like I'm a touch high. Right, chat, I'm going to have to ignore you because I'm an idiot and I can't concentrate on two things at once. Yeah, we're way too high. Well, not way too high, a bit too high. Couldn't figure out how to get the ILS markers on in time, so we'll have to just YOLO it. But we do have another flight planned for Dublin in a moment. It's only 10:15, I've got loads of time, so we'll maybe go from here to Dublin. I'm sure I remember with the ILS last time I got to put the radio frequencies in like the panel down near the throttles. But for whatever reason I was struggling a little bit to find the frequencies. Right, come on then, don't mess it up. Eyes down for a full house. Still a little bit high, aren't we? Start looking out the window now, a bit more. Bristol's on a hill as well, so it's kind of like it can be deceiving looking out the window too much at the terrain because it all sort of comes up at you at the last minute.
500, 400, 300, 200, 100, 50, 30, 20, 10.
Hey, we're down. Not the greatest. Is the reversers on? Can't hear them. I've pressed the button for reversers. Oh yeah, they're on. Very quiet. Don't really hear them on this thing. Oof. Right. There are no reverse. It looked like there were. Look. How weird. Right. Let's get off the runway before we cause a problem. No worries, Bevy. Take it easy. Break off. Ah. Is that what it was? So the plan is now to maybe get ourselves over to a gate, reset the aircraft if we can, and see if we can get over to Dublin. Oh, well, that's stressful. That's really stressful. I just feel like I don't know what I'm doing at all. It's such a horrible feeling when you feel like you should know what you're doing, because you know what you're doing in the A320, and then you jump into this and it's like, what? There's no fault of the aircraft. It's entirely my shortcoming, I'm well aware of that. here's the plan. Let's just get over here out of the way. And we'll look at our FMC. This will do. Okay. What's that saying there? Speed brake, do not arm. So I've got a flight plan in the folder that I made earlier. Sound like Blue Peter now. So we're going to go Bristol to Dublin next with a bit of luck. So, how do I reset this thing? It's like the main screen where you type in your route. Here we go. So it'll be E, G, G, D, E, I, D, W. Flight number. Just do this. Not 737. EIDW is Dublin. Yes, it is. Love Dublin. We're going runway 09 out. So the runway here is the runway we're going to be coming out of, right, in Bristol, which is 09. Flight plan request. Go and see the dubs. Load that in. It'd be nice if we come into Dublin, if I can figure out how to do the ILS. I have done it before, but it's so long ago I can't remember. Activate. Execute. Good times. Right. So we go departures, arrivals, and we're going to use BCN1Z, I think. Runway 9. Departure, arrival, Dublin. That are... It's going to be right down the bottom, isn't it? Oh, there's loads. That are 2X. There it is. What's VDM? ILS 28 left. That's what we want. Transition. None. Okay. So we're going to legs now. After the takeoff I'll come back. Need to learn some 787 physics. Damn. Nice. So I think we're in a pretty good place. We'll step through the route. So there. That looks good. I wouldn't say fun's the right word for it, Jaleese. It's stressful, maybe. But yeah, I take your point. I mean, there's loads of aircraft I'd like to learn, so it could be cool. Right, I need to sort out some fuel. £12,085 of fuel, because of course it's all in fuel, isn't it? Pounds. Perf init request. Let's do that while we're here. Come on. Load. New FS actions fuel. So it's 12085. Pop that in there. Nice. We do perf init request again. Do we need to redo our 0 fuel weight? Oh, payload. That's full. Cruising at 260. Right. I think we're good to nearly taxi down. Still got low pressure on those because I guess it's only using the wings. APU's off. We don't need the APU on, do we? I don't know why the APU was on. Right. Let's mosey on down, shall we? Is the volume okay? I can make it louder. Let's head on down. With a bit of luck, there'll be a stream tonight as well. Because there's been an update to the A32NX, so I'll get that downloaded and we'll take that for a spin later. Should be significantly more stress-free than this stream. No worries, see you in 2 minutes. Where are we flying tomorrow? We're not flying tomorrow, Nick. We're flying tonight, UK time. Not sure where yet, but there's a new update to the A32NX, so it'd be cool to go and give that a try. Should be about 7 PM UK time. Yet to be decided where we go, though. Oh, I spy a discontinuity. Let's go and check that out a moment. Why has it done that then? Maybe it'll figure that out as we get there. False alarm. False alarm. Right. Menu. Take off. Flaps 5, I believe. Yes. And what's our cruise? Let's find out what the cruise is. Light level. $2,500. Yeah, flight level 260, although it probably won't have time to get there. And then get back down again. Right, I think everything's okay. If it's not, then I guess we could see something spectacular. So, let's see if we can go to Dublin this time, shall we? Takeoff config. Looks alright to me.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. I feel like we climbed really steeply then, and I'm not sure why. We get any views? We get any decent views? What views have we got? Oh, these aren't bad views, are they? Hey, no worries. Appreciate all the help today. I will continue my learnings. Thank you very much indeed. Have a great day. That'll be Bristol. I don't know why it was whinging at me about the takeoff thing then. Have to look into that. And the wind flex isn't a patch on the A32NX, is it? Right, let's get back into the cockpit where no doubt it's beeping at us. Oh no, it's not. Okay, things aren't going terribly. So it's holding us at 6,000 for now, just because we've got some waypoints coming up, I believe. What's that there? Is that Filton? Fairly certain that's Filton. Fairly certain that's Filton. You come past it on the motorway. Isn't that where they did something with Concorde in there as well? Like some of the test flights for Concorde were based around Filton? I've got a funny feeling, I'm not sure. Not sure. Well, so far so good. Just enjoying some chilled views out the window. Nothing's going too wrong. A little bit further to Dublin as well, so we should have a bit more time to get our ducks in a row. What's that? Is that the Severn Bridge? Must be. Right, let's check in on the cockpit. I'm always wary leaving it for too long in a plane I'm not familiar with. So we're still at 6,000. Let's look at our legs. Yeah, so it wants at 6,000 at this waypoint, which is part of the route out of Bristol. Then once we get past that in about 6 miles time, we'll then start shooting up to these altitudes. Yeah, there we go. Welcome back. Everything seems to be going okay, I think. We've got a little bit longer this time, which is useful, just to get our ducks in a row as we come into Dublin, sorry. I'm just trying to get the frequencies on my laptop for the ILS. It's going so well, I'm going to set the camera out the window. We can have a look at the Welsh valleys. And we're sort of heading up to there. There's Dublin. And there's us. So apparently the ILS frequency is 111.35, but I cannot find that anywhere on the charts I'm looking at. I've had to Google for it, which seems really weird. Which is really weird. So we should be coming up on cruise altitude in just a moment. I haven't done any of my lights, have I? So I think... There we go. So that's where it thinks we're going to reach top of climb. I think we have to put in the data into here. Because it's 111.35. I need to get rid of these like little bits that try and help you. Oh, you got the Thrustmaster throttle quadrant. Nice. Is that the Airbus one or the Boeing one? I still keep getting tempted by the Boeing yoke. Yeah, so much money, isn't it? I was looking here. I think it's like £329, which isn't cheap, is it? Any which way you slice it, that isn't cheap. One of these days I know that I'll crack and I'll end up buying it. One of these days. There's a name for it. It moves back and forward. I'll say what you have to do for now. Yeah, it moves backwards and forwards in a different way, doesn't it? It's like it's pivoted on its base, like on the base of the stick, which is one thing I noticed. I went on a 737 sim day recently, and that was one thing that struck me. I always thought that yokes sort of came out of the dashboard, if you think of it like that, like a car, like a steering wheel in a car. And you almost like pull and push, and like the little kind of hole that it's on goes in and out, which is how like Cessnas are. And I just assumed that's how the Boeing would be, but it's not. It's anchored to the floor. So like the pivot point is almost measured in the floor. And Thrustmaster try to kind of emulate that, because if you look at it carefully you can almost see the way when it mounts to the desk it then goes lower, so the pivot point is beneath the surface of the desk. Very clever. It would be cool to have both, just so if I'm going to fly Boeing I can just plug that in, and if I'm going to fly Airbus I can plug in my Airbus stuff, but I mean that's a massive luxury really. At the moment I just have two different profiles set up in the control settings, one for Boeing, one for Airbus, because obviously the Airbus it's got all the gates that need to be at exactly the right place, whereas Boeing there's no gates, it's just a sliding scale really. Alright, that's us heading up to Dublin. Those engines sound awfully quiet. Is everything okay? It does seem to be. Oh, it's wanting us to slow down, I see. Well, let's get ourselves down. Oh, what am I doing? So if I set this now to 3000, plane should start to do what it wants. I hope. Is it going to wait until it's got the speed under control and then think about descending? Why is it not going to descend? There should be a top of descent point, you're quite right. And we've passed it already. So why isn't it doing it? Right, we'll have to do it ourselves then. That's a bit annoying. I didn't see it, I think we've already passed it. Which is slightly annoying. Go to legs. Yeah, so by here it wants us at about 19,000. So we'll see if we can achieve that. Put it at 7,000. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It should have done that. I don't know whether I've got something messed up in the computer that maybe threw it off course, perhaps. So I've got I think I've got the ILS frequency in there. So I'm hoping when the time is right, I'll get the ILS diamonds up here. Let's get a little bit of speed brakes on the go. You can see why people like Airbus. So much easier to fly. It will automatically slow me down. I'm not sure it will though, the way we've got the aircraft configured at the moment, because we're in speed mode. Just trying to make sure that our speed doesn't run away from us at the moment with the descent that we're trying to do as well. I'm sure I saw like a descend now button earlier in the thing here. I don't know. .35278. So I guess N1 means that it will manage its own speed, and speed is that I set the speed. Am I getting that right? If I go back to VNAV now, will it do that? So it's carrying on the descent on its own terms now, which is good. I don't know why it didn't do that to start with. So I should be able to set 3,000 in there now, and it should hold us at 7 despite the fact I've got 3 in the window, and bring us in for 3 for final. Do auto brake 2. So we do flaps 40, we'll do an approach speed of 143. Remember that. Oh no, we're going to have a crosswind coming into Dublin. I can't handle a crosswind and a new plane. That'd be too much. Still, it's good to get this learning done sort of now, really, because once PMDG start releasing the 777 and the 747, it would be nice to get all the Boeing-isms sorted in my mind. One, two, three, good. I mean, there might be a crash. That's a very real possibility today. First time properly flying a 737 in a very long time, so all bets are off. Do I like Mario? Yeah, sure. I like Mario. You're proud. Glad to hear it. Hey, you're back. Oh, thank goodness. My co-pilot. Actually, you're probably the pilot. I'm more like the co-pilot. So we had a couple of issues in that VNav wouldn't start our descent, which we thought was a bit odd. So I did a vertical speed, got us coming down at 2,000 feet per minute, and then I engaged VNav after that, and it seemed to work. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So I've just got it in VNav at the moment. Just curious, really, to see if it can do it itself. So it's more curiosity right now. I do have my speed brakes up. Maybe I don't need those. Are you able to tell us the difference between N1 and speed? Is speed that we set the speed, and N1 is it manages it itself? X will be 998, right? I'm not sure why neither's on at the moment. On my engine speed I have a green arrow, yeah. So is that like the maximum it will do? Do I need to press any buttons up here to get the ILS markers up as well? Not that I want the plane to fly it for me, but it'd just be nice to have it as a reference on the way down. Oh, nice, thank you. Should probably get some lights on, shouldn't we, actually? I accidentally turned the APU on earlier while I was doing the taxi light. That was a mistake. Approach. Set the landing speed. Turn off approach. Only for ILS. So if I press approach, will it land it? Or will it just give me the markers? Because all I want is the markers, really. Weirdly, I can't do anything with the speed right now. Is that because VNav's doing it all? I'm guessing that's why speed is not functional. Because it's managing the speed to control the descent, I presume. I've got my frequency in here, which I think is the right thing to do, so I'm told. Do I need it in both as well? Maybe I do. I'll put it in both. Yes, 142 I think is what I did for the ref page. Yeah, 142. Oh, so I don't need to press it. Gotcha. It's holding us at 7,000. Then we'll do our turn into Dublin. Now press a button where it says 30 and 150. That's right. Cool. We're getting there. Flaps, yeah, landing speed 149. Descents. Do with VS. Press that button there. Oh, vertical speed, so do it like 930 feet per minute. Gotcha. We do like 950. Get our speed down to 149. I see what you were getting at now, I think. We'll come down a bit higher then. So would VNav have just done this for us anyway? Would it have gotten us to the right height? So if we get to 3,000 by there, we should be good. Yeah, we'll go 3, I think. We'll go 3. Yes, Captain. Yeah, cool. Why is it not slowing us down very much? I'd be expecting the speed to drop by now. I've already got speed brakes out, so I'm surprised. Oh, it is starting to drop now because we're arresting our descent, I guess. What does the little up mean? Does that mean your flaps should be up by that speed, so not to damage them? Not entirely sure what speeds I'm allowed to do flaps at. Does it say there? Our speed brakes off. Right, that's flaps 30. Is that because we haven't got gear down? How do we get rid of that buzzer? Yeah, we got gear down, so I'm surprised it was still buzzing. Just because I had flaps 25, I think. Is that because we're too... So by me taking the... That's going to buzz again, isn't it? Right. Tempted to disable autopilot and do it manually. So if I press approach now, will that fly it for us? Oh, we've got a bit of a wind as well. Now we can do an auto land. So will it just do it from here? I don't need to do anything except rudders when it hits the ground. Hits. Gently lands on the ground is what I meant to say. There it goes. 300 degrees. So the wind's going to completely twist on us. Just look at it now, 47 and 10. Nice. I'm tempted to disable it so I can do it. It seems like we're too far to the right. I know we're crabbing a little bit, but seems like we're not lined up. Does it feel like we're not lined up? Right. See if I can do it. See if I can do it. That feels like we're more lined up there. I mean, I understand we're probably going to need to do a bit of a crab, but that just felt we were crabbing almost like we were on the taxiway versus crabbing to the runway, if that makes sense. I've never done a crosswind in one of these things before, so could be interesting.
1,000.
We need to get over to the right a bit, don't we? That
Traffic.
wind.
Traffic.
Traffic? What are you talking about? I know for a fact there's no traffic because I've turned it all off. Oh, that wind is shifting. Look at it. It's doing a complete almost a proper 180 on us. Is that normal for it to do that, the wind? Because it always feels like it's bugged when it does that.
500. 400.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
I'm on the glide slope. What are you talking
Glide
about?
slope. Glide slope.
2 reds, 2 whites.
Glide
What more do you
slope.
want from me?
Glide slope. Glide slope.
Feel like we're a bit low here.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Whoa. Yeah, that was too high. What I didn't realise then, I think I know why I was too high. I didn't disarm the auto throttle. I was trying to move the throttles to account for things, and of course it wasn't having any effect. I didn't realise. Because of course on the Airbus, the minute you touch the throttle, it kind of takes auto throttle off. That wasn't bad. I felt like my nose went down a bit too hard. I could maybe have helped it down a little bit more. Man, I really appreciate your help today. That's been so useful. Like, what are the chances that you'd be in the chat on the day I decide I really want to learn the 737? That's so helpful having you there, so I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of practice, this one. A lot of practice. Right. What's it complaining at me now? Ooh. Well, I feel like I've progressed a little bit in terms of confidence. I sort of know what some of the buttons do a little bit more now versus where we were this morning. So that's something. Let's go and find a gate and we'll get ourselves parked up. And I should be live tonight with a bit of luck, back in the Airbus. I feel like I'm running back to safety, back to my A320 after this. But there's a new update on the A32NX, and I haven't tried it yet, so I want to do a stream in that. Maybe like a sort of 2-hour-ish flight, somewhere to somewhere. I guess we could do maybe like could maybe do Heathrow to Dublin and back. Could do a return. Maybe I need to start doing more of those, because I feel like I do a lot of flights where it's just like 2 hours to here. Honestly, you helped so much. Like, it's unbelievable the amount of help you've given this morning, so thank you so much. Genuinely appreciate that. I hope you have a great day. Thanks again. It's a long taxi, isn't it, into Dublin? I would say we can maybe head back to Heathrow now, but I'm not sure I'm going to have the time, because I do have to get out of here by a certain time today, and I'm just not going to have the time to do it. What a cool aircraft though. I mean, I know I'm struggling with it because it's all new, but well worth the money, I would say. Like, the detail in it is incredible. It does make me want to get one of those yokes, one of those Thrustmaster yokes. RIP my wallet. Too much of what, Nick? Here we go. Bringing her in. And we're down. I think I'm going to have to leave it there for today because I won't have the time to get us back to Heathrow today, unfortunately. By the time I configure the plane, get us up, get us down. Where are we? We're in Dublin, Nick. And where are we going to fly? We're flying tomorrow. So tomorrow, I guess my next stream will be tomorrow for you, perhaps. So put it this way, it's 11:30 UK time today on a Wednesday. My plan is to do a stream tonight, Wednesday night, 7 PM UK time. We're going to go in the A320, not sure where. Tempted to do maybe like Heathrow to Dublin and then return back to Heathrow. Maybe we could do kind of 2 flights, do it in the new A320 that's come out and fly by wire. There's a new update on the A320X, so it'd be cool to test that out and give that a go. That could be a cool flight to do. That could be the thing to do tonight. So that'll be about 7 PM UK time, all being well. I can't promise, but I think we should be able to do it. But yeah, so this morning we've gone Heathrow to Bristol, Bristol to Dublin in the 737. I feel good. I feel like I've learnt a lot. I really do. Much more confident than I was 2 hours ago, so that's progress. Yeah, we'll try and do some more of these. This is good fun. I kind of like learning with you. I kind of feel like when you stream there's a pressure to kind of put on some kind of performance, you know, make everything perfect for the viewer. That's just kind of really not my style, to be honest. Like, I'm very, very open about the fact I'm still learning. I'm sure a lot of you are as well, and there's no shame in that, so there's no need to pretend that like we're some awesome bunch of flight simmers. You know, I make mistakes more than most, so more than happy to share it all on stream with you all. And it's cool to have you here to sort of learn together. I love all that. That's great. So, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you all very much indeed. And if any of you can make it, I'll see you tonight / tomorrow, depending on if you're going to go to sleep in between now and then. And you all have a great day. Take care of yourselves.